fake note. This is really important. It's quite a clever one, actually. Let me just turn this heater off. It's getting a bit warm. So what will happen is there's a few fake notes floating around, and you know, you're not going to be given a fake note by the bank. You're probably not going to be given a fake note by anybody. But what happens is you'll have a small stall holder. That's who they'll use, or a small shop, something like that. And what will happen, you'll go to buy some product. Could be 100 baht. You give them 1,000 baht. 1,000 baht's about the exchange rate's up and down so much. I don't want to name a figure, but let's just say it's around 23, 25 pounds, something like that, maybe 18 US dollars. So, you know, it's a commonly used note. When you change money, you'll get 1,000 baht notes. So what the scam is, you'll go into a small shop and you'll give them 1,000 baht, and they'll say, this doesn't look real. It looks like a fake note. And they'll go into the back room where you can't see them to inspect it. And where the scam is, they'll swap your note for a real fake note. And they'll come out and say, yep, this is definitely a fake. And you know where it goes from there. Basically, you're going to lose that 1,000 baht. So, you know, you'll be out of pocket, and they'll have your 1,000 baht. And there's nothing you can do about it, because they went in the back room, they changed the note, and how can you prove you didn't give that note? I mean, it could be a real bad quality note, but, you know, I don't know how you'd avoid it, guys, really. You can't sort of say to somebody, don't take my 1,000 baht over there. You know, you get something, you pay for it. If the guy disappears, then you can't really do a lot about it. So I think luck is a lot to be, you can't, as I say, you can't really do a lot about it, but hopefully you'll get good luck and it won't happen to you. It hasn't happened to me, but I've seen it happen to other people. 17, right, the Sob Story. Now this is not Thais doing this scam. This is foreigners, and basically what it is, a foreigner will approach you and say, oh, I've been robbed, or I left my bag in McDonald's on the floor, and when I came out, my passport, my money, everything's gone. Could you help me? Could you give me 5,000, 10,000 baht, and I'll give me your address and I'll send it back to you when I get home. It could be as little as 1,000 baht, and he does it all day. And basically there was a scam where there was a German person, a German man. He got banned from Thailand. He had an artificial leg. He was using that for sympathy. I don't know exactly how his scam worked, but what he was doing, he was approaching foreign tourists. He was asking for money. They felt sorry for him because he had an artificial limb, a false leg. And what he was doing, he was using the money to party in Pattaya, and he got caught out. And basically he was thrown out of Thailand, and they won't have him back. So where the scam is, because it's a foreigner, you tend to let your guard down and think, well, you know, I mean, a foreigner's not going to say he lost his passport. He's not going to say he lost his money. It's probably genuine, you know, and if you're a good person, you might feel obliged to give the guy a couple of 1,000 baht and give him your name and address. And, you know, if you never see it again, then it's a couple of 1,000 baht. But there's guys who thrive on this. They've been there for years. They party, they go with girls, you know, they'll think you're a mug. Just don't give them it. Just say, you know, if you've lost your wallet, you've lost your passport, you're desperate, sorry, but I don't bring money out with me. I've got a couple of 100 baht, suggest you go and see your embassy. So that's the Sob Story scam. Fake police scam. Now this isn't so much, but I've known it to happen. You can buy a police uniform, you can buy a police motorcycle helmet. You know, the tailors that make the police uniforms, they'll sell them to anybody. Another Thai can go in and buy a uniform. So they're on their bike, you're on your bike, they stop you, they find an excuse to fine you. What are you going to do? They're wearing a police uniform, they're wearing a police helmet, they tell you you've done something wrong, they want 500 baht. Are you going to say no? So again, I don't know how you'd avoid that scam. If somebody appears to be a policeman and he stops you, and he says you've done something wrong and he wants 500 baht, then, and you pay him, you'd have to pay him. I mean, I don't know what else you could do. You couldn't say you're not a policeman. He'd probably leave you laying there. But you know, so again, I don't know how you'd actually stop that. But that is a scam. Now this one I've seen done, and this is a real serious one. This is aimed at guys who go to Thailand to party. It's the drugs setup scam. Now, Thailand is like a lot of Asian countries. If you're into drugs, just don't be into drugs, guys. It's real serious, and Thailand take it pretty serious indeed. Now, what the fake, not fake, where are we? The drug setup scam is. Now, I've personally seen this done. So what happens, they realise like, a lot of these guys, they come to Thailand to party, you know, and in their own country they might take drugs. And what the scam is, so especially like somewhere like Nana Plaza, let me just tell you what happened with what I witnessed, and then it'll make more sense. So you've got Nana Plaza, which they claim to be the biggest adult entertainment centre in the world, which is where all the girly bars are, the go-go bars, pubs, all the rest of it. And most people who are in Bangkok to party will head to one of these kind of venues, Soy Cowboy, Nana Plaza. Anyway, Nana Plaza, you come out Nana Plaza, cross over, you've got the Nana Hotel, and in the Nana Hotel, you used to have a kind of disco / nightclub in there that stayed up until about 6 in the morning. So what would happen, and I used to do it when I was younger, you'd come out at say 2, 3 o'clock from Nana, you'd cross the car park into the Nana Hotel, use their bathrooms because they were clean, and then you'd head into the club and you'd stay there till 6 in the morning if you were in a party mode. Come out, have your breakfast and sleep all day. Now what the setup is, somebody who looks like a normal guy, he'll offer to sell you some cocaine or some yaba, that's a amphetamine pill, something like that. And what happened to the guy I know, he bought a little bag of cocaine, he was going to have it later, stuffed it in his pocket, walked across to the Nana disco. It was a setup. The guy who'd sold him the cocaine, told his mates who were policemen. They went in, they seen who he was, waited for him to come out, stopped him like it was a routine search, found the bag of cocaine, took him down to the police station. Now they wanted 400,000 baht to let him out. Now 400,000 baht, you're talking somewhere in the neighbourhood of about 10,000 UK pounds, maybe 12,000 US dollars. Luckily for this guy, he knew an English guy who was living in Bangkok for quite a number of years. He has a Thai wife, and they went down to help him. He phoned him, and they got it down to 200,000 baht to be released. Now that's still 5,000 pounds. So the guy was set up royally. He really was, and he was out of pocket by 5,000 pounds. But he did walk away from it. Now, if you're on holiday and you haven't got any contacts and you haven't got that sort of money, you are going to end up in jail. So you've gone on holiday and you end up in the Bangkok Hilton. God knows how long you'd be in there, because as I say, drugs are real serious. So if you take drugs in your own country, just forget about it when you go to Thailand. If you can't forget drugs, don't go to Thailand. That's the best bit of advice I can give you. We're up to number 20 now. Again, this is more for kind of places like Hua Hin and Pattaya, and it's tours. Basically, you know, you go to a tour guide, they'll take you out on a boat to one of the islands. 1,200 baht for the day. That includes the boat ride out there and back, maybe a bit of lunch when you're on the island. You pay your 1,200 baht, they take you out. Where the scam is, you land on the beach. Now, there's somebody waiting there, and they say if you want to explore the island, you have to pay a fee to walk around the island. Your 1,200 baht was just to get to the island. It's a total scam. You're there, what are you going to do? Refuse and sit on the beach until you go back at 4 in the afternoon? Same with the safari park, same sort of thing. They'll charge you, I don't know how much, I don't go on those sort of things, but say it's 1,200 baht for the day. You'll get there, you want to go in and see the lion and tigers, and they'll say you have to pay another 1,000 baht to go in there. So my advice on them sort of trips is just, make sure they tell you exactly what you're going to get. So you'll get your boat ride, you get your lunch, you get a free roam of the island, or to go and see the tigers, whatever it is. Just make sure it's very, very clear. Don't leave nothing to chance. Timeshare scam. We're nearly to the end now. Timeshare, you all know what timeshares are. So basically, somebody, while you're on holiday, they'll show you, be giving out leaflets on the street. You might be tempted. They'll offer to pick you up in a minibus, free lunch. So you think, well, we've got nothing to lose. We're here for 2 weeks. It's an afternoon. They'll come and pick us up. We get a nice lunch when we get there. We sit down and listen to their presentation. Then even if you're not interested, they'll bring you back. What have you got to lose? You're going to get a free lunch anyway. And it might be interested. The scam, it works like this. So basically, yep, they'll pick you up. You're in the minibus. Now, the place they take you to is in the middle of nowhere. It could be 15 miles outside of Pattaya. There's no taxis, nothing. Only 1 or 2 that mates of the guys who are doing the scam. You'll get there. You'll be hard sold by lots and lots of people, pressurized into buying all sorts of things. If you want to leave, the few taxis that are outside will be in on it, and they'll want to charge you a huge amount of money to take you back to town, and that's a scam. Otherwise, you'll have to sit there and listen to everything that they come out with, and as I say, it's hard pressurized selling.